If you are enjoying this podcast and other podcasts on the Dragon Wagon Radio Network, be sure to check out the Dragon Wagon Shop. Awesome t-shirts and mugs from your favorite shows so you can tout your podcast pride, all while supporting your favorite indie podcast network. And make sure to check it often for new items and limited time designs. So shop now at dragonwagonshop.com and get your dragon swag on. My name is Jake Lloyd, and I am a lifelong pro wrestling fan.
And I'm Alexandra Hoy, brand new to the wonderful world of pro wrestling, and I have decades worth of characters and stories to catch up on.
And so this is her crash course in WWE history by way of the iconic Royal Rumble match.
It's me, you, and 30 other men.
Hello and welcome to our show. It is me, you, and 30 other men. I am Jake Lloyd.
I'm Alexandra Hoy.
And for the uninitiated, the Royal Rumble, what is it? It is the biggest match of the year in WWE history in which 30 wrestlers compete in one match. The way it works is 2 men start the match, and every 2 minutes or so, another wrestler joins in the mayhem. Wrestlers are eliminated when they're thrown over the top rope with both feet hitting the floor. The last man standing is declared the winner and is usually given a championship title match at Wrestlemania.
I've only seen the last 2 years of this legendary match, but I'm really excited to see the rest.
And I'm excited to see them with you.
Yay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a Royal Rumble match at random out of the jar and watch it in real time right alongside of you if you're into that sort of thing. So, Alexandra, do you have the jar prepared?
I have the jar.
Our Me, You, and 30 jar?
Our Me, You, and 30
All right.
jar.
What year are we going to watch for our first outing?
Drum roll, please. 2007.
2007.
That's a year you might not have seen, you said.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
So the 2007 Royal Rumble, this is the beginning of the road to WrestleMania 23. And this is, in fact, the 20th annual Royal Rumble match.
Oh my God.
So we're starting with the 20-year anniversary. Other matches that were on this pay-per-view, this Royal Rumble pay-per-view, were Bobby Lashley versus Test for the ECW World Championship.
Wait, Bobby Lashley's...
So you know Bobby Lashley now.
I know him, yeah.
So
that's one I know.
World Heavyweight Champion Batista
Ooh.
and Mr. Kennedy for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I really hope Dave Batista's in this.
You have no idea who Kennedy is. Nope.
I assume he's like related to the president.
Umaga faced John Cena for the WWE Championship. You know who one of those people is, but not the other. Spoiler,
it's John Cena.
Yes, obviously. And then another preliminary match on the card was the Hardys, who you're aware of.
Yes.
Who I guess they were still here. I thought maybe they were already gone by this point, but they were still in the company. And Eminem, Joey Mercury, and Johnny Nitro. 2 people who you have no idea who they are either.
For a second, I thought you meant the rapper, and I was very confused.
Oh man, I would have loved
He
that.
just gets in and does a sick rap battle, but not actually
right. Yes.
fight.
So this, I'm trying to think. 2007. It's post Attitude Era.
Thank goodness.
But it's not quite PG era yet.
Okay.
It was.
So it's a no man's land.
Well, I believe the actual era is considered the ruthless aggression era.
What does that even mean?
That stems from a John Cena promo during John Cena's debut. He came out and challenged Kurt Angle, and he was like, "Oh, what do you have that other people don't?" And he yelled, "Ruthless aggression!" And I think that's why it's called the ruthless aggression era.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's dumb.
All right. And that's how you feel about that. So we have the 2007 Royal Rumble queued up right now. If you want to watch it alongside us, it's very simple. Head over to the WWE Network, queue it up, go to the, what is that? Looks like it's the 9th chapter mark. Go ahead and click play and pause immediately. So it's paused. Right now, we are on this ominous screen where you can kind of see like it's mid-graphic with a ring in the distance. And in a moment here, I will count down. I will say 3, 2, 1, play. And so that when I hit play, you will hit play and we can watch at the same time, allowing us to enjoy this Rumble in absolute perfect unison.
Did you say the timestamp? Because it's 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 40 seconds.
Sure, but I can't imagine there's any world where they will be able to make that work versus just hitting play and pause really quickly. But thank you for making it more difficult than the listener. I really appreciate that. All right, are you ready, Alexandra?
I am so ready.
For the 2007 Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
All right, listeners.
Wait. What was the phrase again? Ruthless aggression?
Ruthless aggression.
I'm ruthlessly ready for this
All right.
Royal Rumble.
All right. We're off. 3, 2, 1, play. And I love hearing Lillian Garcia. Lillian Garcia is doing the ring announcer. You don't know Lillian, do you, Alexandra?
No, but I'm judging her outfit. And I don't mean
wow.
to be...
Oh my God, I'm judging her outfit. What are you wearing,
I don't
Lillian?
mean to be mean, but she's not really wearing a lot.
Wait, this has to be a gimmick.
30 men, one ring.
Wait. This outfit she's wearing has to be specific to the event for some reason, because I do not remember Lillian Garcia ever dressing... she's wearing like a weird tube top thing that has has graffiti written across the front. Lillian is known she's a country music singer, and she's known for wearing, ball gowns, like really lovely dresses as a ring announcer.
Yeah, I would never have known that seeing you're here.
Yeah, it's a little odd nonetheless, but
I mean, it's fine. She's having fun, but
right.
You know what? It's a little jarring because I'm not used to seeing like that sort of outfit on women anymore. Okay, we got a Ric Flair here.
So starting the match, 2007 is Ric Flair.
Wow.
You've never seen Ric Flair
No, only
perform.
his daughter many, many times, of course.
What do you think about Charlotte?
I like Charlotte a lot.
Yeah?
I'm just learning for the first time based on those signs in the audience that Woo did not start with her.
Wait, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. That started with Ric Flair.
She was just doing her dad's gimmick.
I did not know that.
You legitimately did not know?
Guys, you're hearing for the first time. I just learned that Charlotte Flair is just using her dad's gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, and the robe.
Woo!
Like, her robes are
okay,
all
and
meant...
I figured that much.
Right.
I've seen enough photos of that.
Sure. So,
Oh, what do I think of him? Like, shallowly? Because...
I mean, what do you even know about Ric Flair?
Okay, I know that he needs to get on a different pair of shorts because his dick is really...
All right. Yeah. Trust me, a lot of people know about Ric Flair's dick, I assure you.
Okay, I don't know who this Shamrock guy is. Finlay.
Finley. We, just a few weeks ago...
What is his little stick for?
That's his shillelagh. What is it called? That's like a little Irish...
You're asking me.
I forget what he called it.
You beat people with it?
Yes.
Sweet.
So this is Fit Finley's. Finley likes to fight. Finley is a legendary Irish wrestler and trainer, and you may recognize him
Sheamus's
as the guy. No, he's Hornswoggle's father. Finley is the guy who came out to the ring when Lana couldn't make it into the first ever Women's Rumble, and Becky came out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Remember we were all nerding out.
Oh, yeah, you guys were all like, oh.
We were like, because it's Finley, because it's this legendary Irish wrestler, and he was the one who now he's a suit, so to speak, in WWE, and he was the one that gave her the okay to enter the Royal Rumble, in which she won it this most recent year.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
And every time we watch older wrestling, I get this feeling, but I feel, and I hate to say this because I'm, It just, I have to qualify it because I feel bad to say it, but like they sell it immediately so much better than some of the things I see sold now.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like I'm immediately like, oh, I'm gripped. Yeah.
Admittedly, you were watching two of the greatest.
Really?
Yes. I mean, there's a reason Ric Flair
is
a legend. And Fit Finley is one of these guys who... He's a fighter.
The way he just threw those punches, though, it looks so legit.
Yes,
I was really into it.
Finley throws some of the best punches. I always said that Finley and Bret Hart, in my opinion, always had like the two best punches because they look like, they're trying to throw a punch and they're not. Like sometimes they throw these like really bad wrestling punches where it's like I'm gonna lob to make it seem like I'm hurting you, when in actuality I'm coming nowhere close.
Right. Now, what stage of Ric Flair's career is this?
This is the very end.
Because I was going to say he's got like
he's retiring pretty soon.
Slow moving kind of vibe.
Yeah, he's
got
an
a bit
old
of
man.
a belly on him.
Yeah, he's not. This is not. You're not seeing ideal.
Kenny. Okay, I don't know who this guy is.
Kenny Dykstra. Oh my God, I haven't thought about Kenny Dykstra.
See, this is the fun of this event.
So I want to say that Kenny Dykstra.
He's pretty young. Why isn't he still around? What happened to him?
I think he might have been a member of the Spirit Squad, which was the cheerleading group.
There was a cheerleading group for wrestling?
That Dolph Ziggler. No, that was their gimmick.
Oh.
They were male cheerleaders.
Oh. I see this guy as a male cheerleader.
I could be wrong, though. So part of this program, as we start our pilot voyage here, I'm going to attempt to kind of have my phone out and
research some facts.
Remind myself.
And I'll entertain you by letting you know that this young guy came out, and I immediately was not as sold on him. It was some of these people, I guess, that gain this legendary status. You're right. It really is for a reason. And I think it actually goes to show about newer wrestlers today who sell as well as these dudes. And there are certainly those people that exist, like or women too, like certain people that sell like Ric Flair.
Right. I'm right. He was a member of the Spirit Squad.
Okay. Shish boom ba.
Alongside, God, I can't even remember Kenny, Mikey. They all have like those sorts of names. Like they were just like they all ended in a Y.
Like Brittany.
Yes, exactly.
But they were boy version.
They were all male Britneys. Oh, here
Matt
we
Hardy?
go. You recognize this man?
Yeah. Aw, he's moving so well. See, I only know him as like an older guy. He's moving so fast.
So I love the Hardys. The Hardys are two of my favorite wrestlers. The Hardys
what a cutie
I think
he is.
Really? You think he's cute?
He's such a little cutie.
Really?
Yeah.
My sister was obsessed with him.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm not into these pants, but
he's in this one he's wearing his like
they're like
camo,
studded camo Jankos.
This is singles career Matt Hardy. This is Matt Hardy.
He wasn't part of the Hardy Boys at this point.
At this point, I want to say he's like Matt Hardy version 2.0 was the gimmick. Maybe he wasn't
Hardy deleting yet.
No, he was. This is years and years and years before he would ever become broken or woken. Honestly, I think at this point, this is probably not great years for Matt Hardy.
You mean like the abuse?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was
alcoholism.
I could be wrong about these years, but he was also having a lot of personal problems with a company, and he was airing grievances publicly and had a lot of problems with WWE.
But you know what? I love knowing those details because as a new fan, it's not like I don't recognize some of the bad things about this industry that I believe are slowly changing and they're trying to do better about, but like obviously there's still like not great people a part of this particular WWE world.
And number 5
Edge.
out is my man Edge. He's a tag champion right now. Who the hell is he a champion with? He might be a tag champion with Randy Orton. Maybe he might be Team RKO, rated RKO maybe. What do you think of Edge? Because you've never really got to see Edge wrestle. This might be like your first time ever watching Edge wrestle.
This is actually my second time. There was another instance, which I couldn't cite to you. I apologize.
Listen to this crowd popping.
Yeah, they're excited for him.
There is real live drama at this point because of Lita. Lita and Matt Hardy were an item.
Ooh.
And then Lita and Edge became an item. And they publicized this story. It was one of these instances where they blurred the lines. And they brought...
and potted into kayfabe?
Yeah, they brought... Look at you using the kayfabe.
Yeah.
They brought drama into the real-life world of wrestling. And old man Ric Flair introducing chairs while Kenny from the Spirit Squad just kicks them out. I don't remember Kenny ever having a career post-Spirit Squad. This is actually surprising to me that he was just a dude. And there goes Flair. Eliminated by Edge and Kenny Dykstra. And I love, he's strutting. And there goes Kenny Dykstra. Absolutely. So when was the other time you saw Edge wrestle? I don't remember.
You're asking me and I apologize, but I don't.
You don't remember?
But he was with Christian.
Gotcha. So
it was a tag match of some sort.
I honestly, I know. It was at another pay-per-view that I was watching.
Yes,
it was another Royal Rumble.
Oh, look, Tommy Dreamer with the most boring outfit I've ever seen.
Do you know about Tommy Dreamer? And
I don't know jack shit about Tommy Dreamer.
No, Tommy Dreamer. I know,
like his shoes.
I know Tommy Dreamer. I have photos of Tommy Dreamer right here in this very household.
What?
Tommy Dreamer was an ECW staple. You know about ECW, right?
Yes.
He was an ECW staple, and he's a big Northeast guy, New York dude, and he worked with us at ICW. So I worked for a little while for a man named Jack Sabbath up in New York who had companies called ICW and UCW. I can't remember in which order the names were changed, but it was both of those names at some point. And Dreamer was a staple. Dreamer was kind of always around. He was the nicest guy. But at this point, he's still wearing the ECW brand. ECW was purchased by WWE by this point, and they like the ECW titles and stuff were on WWE programming, but it was a very watered down
kayfabe again sort of thing where it's like a separate world, but
yeah,
not
but
really.
it's not because they're all the same company. But it was also just like, you know, everything that made ECW special inherently couldn't exist in their version of it because it was still WWE. What made ECW special was the small atmosphere of it, you know, and the intimacy and the, you know, the violence like that, which I personally was never into, but I liked the spirit of it, you know, the indie, you know, they were the indie wrestling spirit, which just never stuck around.
Right.
Let's see who's next. Oh, speaking of ECW.
Oh my God.
Sabu. Sabu is a fucking psychopath. This man.
Immediately I'm like, intrigued. I just love that he has on, and I apologize because I don't know the name of what that's called when you have that on.
I'm not sure what it is either.
I'm so sorry. I'm such an ignorant white.
Yeah,
person,
we're just white American people. We don't know what that headdressing is called.
But I was very intrigued by that.
ECW. Sabu is an absolute psychopath. He does not care for himself or other people. He throws himself around, and he's one of those guys which. And I may be, you know, speaking out of turn here. He's kind of an unfortunate guy. He's a little not all there, I think, and he's a little. He's actually, if I'm not mistaken, they recently announced that he was going to make an appearance at Impact Wrestling.
Really?
Recently, like in the next couple of weeks here, and I'm like intrigued if the guy can even go because he's destroyed his bodies in these awful like death matches and these extreme matches. But he's also like he's just a loony bin. Like if you follow him on Twitter and like Facebook and the shit that he's
what do you mean loony like
a loony bin like he's
or
everything just
is he like a tinfoil hat kind of guy?
I think so. I think he is.
Interesting.
So what do you think of the countdown? Like
what do you mean?
Does it excite you when you see the countdown?
Yeah, every time I'm excited. I have been the last couple of years watching these and now.
Gregory Helms. So another person you don't know about. Yeah, Gregory Helms running to the ring like some
so weird. It's like someone was chasing
him. Like he's hiding from the cops.
I don't know.
You don't know about the hurricane, do you? All right.
Which one? Katrina?
No. The Helm. So Gregory Helms, he rebranded himself at some point and became the Hurricane, an actual superhero.
Oh, okay.
And it was sort of a pseudo.
And what's his superpower? Destroying towns.
Strength.
Okay.
He would do a choke slam like the big guys do, like, you know, like show a big show and these.
Sure.
And he's a little dude and he would do a choke slam. And the bit was that he had super strength. And so people would go along with the choke slam.
That's great.
I personally love him. He's a funny dude. His gimmick was always sort of humorous. Do you remember seeing Molly Holly in some of the recent women's events? She was one of the legends who came back. And I'm kind of smitten with her because I think she's so adorable and she's just so fun. She joined him as his sidekick, Mighty Molly.
Aww.
And they had such a fun gimmick.
Mighty Molly.
I guarantee you at some point in our adventures here with the Royal Rumble, you will see them.
Right.
And you'll be like, oh, I remember when he was just a normal dude who ran like the cops were chasing him. Sabu has set a table up on the outside of the ring.
As you do.
Which is not a thing you see a lot of in the Royal Rumble.
I was going to say, you don't really see that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, in the two you've watched, I think you've...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you've seen a little bit, but not a ton.
Shelton Benjamin.
So number 9, Shelton Benjamin. Do you recognize him? Because he's back now.
Sure. No,
so Shelton
I actually
Benjamin.
Don't. I was thinking that he has like really nice form. He looks good.
I love Shelton Benjamin. I've always been a huge Shelton fan. I always thought that he didn't quite get
He just came out like a powder keg.
Well, he's one of these super athletes. Like he's one of these dudes.
He has that vibe.
Yeah. Oh,
no.
Jeebus. He's just
Hang on, Matt.
Yeah, every time Matt Hardy goes over the top rope, I'm always weird about his legs. He always has that wonky leg, and I'm like, oh, he's not going to be able to land on him. Anyway, Shelton Benjamin is one of my favorites. He's one of these super athletes. The Money in the Bank match, which at this point you're familiar with.
Yes.
He, for years, was a star of that match. The shit that he would do would be incredible.
Very athletic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he's like a Ricochet kind of guy or something.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Maybe not quite as high flyy as that, but he's willing to, and he's just so athletic and entertaining.
Sure.
He's also like a collegiate wrestler type.
Right.
He for a while he was in the world's what's it called, the world's greatest tag team maybe, and they were like the proteges of Kurt Angle, and they were like a collegiate.
I was just gonna say
wrestling
that's what you reminded me of when you said that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but he came back recently to WWE, and I think his return was plagued by an immediate injury, and then just bad booking. They had him teaming with Gable for a little while, and it was just not. You don't like Gable?
He's all right.
I love him. You don't like his hair. You don't like the 80s style. Oh, here we go.
Oh, damn, the screen just blew up to white.
You're not used to pyro.
Kane. I know Kane.
I just realized that you're not used.
Why doesn't he have a mask on? I don't understand.
Oh,
guys, I've never seen him without a mask.
Wait, I just realized that.
It's my first time seeing him without a mask. What's happening?
I didn't realize. I didn't put this together.
Oh my God.
Kane debuted.
My mind just blew.
Kane debuted with the mask, obviously.
Okay, he still has the same pants, which is adorable.
And then he unmasked for a while. And then when he came back a few years ago, he came back with the mask back on again.
Do you think the mask he wears now, the hair is a wig?
Oh, I know for a fact
because he is bald as hell.
Ever since he took the mask off,
he's like Hulk Hogan,
he's had short
where it's
hair.
just like a total wig.
Yeah, it's connected to the back of the mask. And Kane, if I'm not mistaken,
Kane's looks way better than Hulk though.
So if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know if this is spoilers, if I'm not mistaken, this is a very historic pay-per-view, a very historic Royal Rumble for Kane.
Ooh.
He's already eliminated one person. I think this might be like a Royal Rumble in which Kane just annihilates, but we'll see. Right now, Sabu is getting dumped out by him. Oh, he hangs on, skins the cat there. And here we go. The Gregory Helms chokeslam to Sabu through the table. Oh my God.
I like the payoff for that. Like the table was set up a little while ago.
By him.
Well, that's always the fun part.
Yeah.
That table broke in a way that's very different than the way tables break now. It looked really brutal.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if...
the table looks so bad.
Do you want to know why? That's because Sabu, he takes bumps on his head and the back of his neck.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was a pretty brutal table spot. Also, one of my favorite eliminations. I don't really remember that, but that's one of my favorite Rumble eliminations. Just dumping a guy with a chokeslam over the top to the table. We have kind of a stocked card here, and we got Finley. Oh...
Yay! I haven't seen him before.
Another thing I just realized
CM Punk
is that you've never watched CM Punk wrestle.
Guys, I'm really excited about this.
This is your first time watching a CM Punk wrestle.
I've heard so much about him.
CM Punk is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I know he's a very polarizing figure. I love the guy to death. I'm Team Punk all the way. Watching him come out and immediately go after Edge and now fit Finley is fun because watching him and Finley wrestle is always a good time. But I don't know. I feel like at this point, Punk isn't... He's a fan favorite for sure, but he hasn't become the icon at this point that he was.
Oh, okay.
This is a decade probably before the... maybe not a decade, but this is, quite a few years before the pipe bomb and before he would become the legend CM Punk versus, this is when he was still being underutilized and people, he was an indie darling, so to speak.
Oh.
And... he wasn't big enough for WWE. He wasn't all the same things that Daniel Bryan would inevitably also face.
Yes.
He faced very early on. And, he had an attitude problem, which is why I liked him. But he knew...
He was a punk.
He was a punk. What do you think CM stands for?
What do I think CM stands for? Chocolate mousse.
Chocolate mousse. It's, you know what? It very well may be. He says it's a different thing every time.
Okay.
Sometimes he says it stands for Cookie
Crystal
Monster.
meth?
Sometimes he says Chicago Made.
Oh, wait, he's straight edge. All right.
Do you recognize this person?
Yes.
You should, because I can't stand him.
I know.
So
the worst commentator.
What number
What
was
is this crab on his underwear?
I'm pretty sure it does look like a crab. It looks like he has Booker T, King Booker specifically. So another thing that you're not wildly familiar with is the King of the Ring, another event that they don't really do anymore, but it was a one-night tournament. So the entire pay-per-view was one tournament with 8 people, or I'm trying to do the math. 8 people starting, and then ended up being 2 or 16. I don't know how the math works out. Who was that just got eliminated by King Booker?
You asked like I remembered names.
Oh, it was Gregory Helms. It was Helms' out. Anyways, Booker T won the what was this talking about? Oh, King of the Ring. Sorry, he won the King of the Ring and adopted King Booker.
Okay.
And he started speaking like King Booker. And he started like trying to speak with this god-awful accent.
Very royal.
And I have to admit, it was entertaining, and that's his actual wife that he came out with,
Aw,
which I always thought was sort of
That's
fun. He had
nice.
his queen, and I've never been a huge Booker fan, but I get when he's entertaining, like why he's entertaining,
Sure.
But I think more so, I was always against him at kayfabe. He was always wrestling guys I liked better, so I think part of me was always sort of rooting against him kayfabe, even when he was a good guy, because I'm a jerk like that. What number are we up to? Is this super crazy?
Super crazy, number 13.
Super crazy. Running out to the ring.
Jeez, he's fast.
He's also a little chubby.
Guys, he's super crazy.
Super crazy was a Mexican wrestler who came over with a lot of hype. And honestly, I don't remember him doing anything of prominence in WWE. Now, there might be WWE fans who are listening who are screaming at me right now, being like, "What are you, crazy? What are you, super crazy?" Because he did something. But I really feel like he came out, he had great matches, but I don't remember him ever having titles. He might have held maybe the hardcore title at one point. Let's see. What's super crazy? What is his run in WWE?
Well, so far Kane's the biggest person in this ring. There are some people that are close to his size, but not quite.
I feel
I'm noticing in the audience there are way more dudes.
Oh, interesting.
Like I feel like I see a nice mix of various genders and children, ages. I feel like the audience is a little more diverse nowadays, and I'm starting to notice I don't see quite as much diversity.
Right. Oh my God,
a lot of white dudes.
I feel like such an idiot. I forgot that he was in the Mexicools.
Oh, that's funny. Jeff. There you go.
Oh, and here's
We got little. Okay.
Now
Wait, did he just flick off the audience?
No, that's no. He does.
Okay,
this.
okay.
He does
I'm
the
sorry.
finger
This
guns.
is very shallow, but no to the hair. I'm not into it.
What is he?
Stop, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
What is your
A
hairdo?
white dude with braids or dreads is a
Get
no-go.
out of here.
Listen, it's 2007.
No excuse.
I love Jeff Hardy.
You're a white man.
I'm assuming
You are
that.
not pulling it off. I don't like it.
Oh, the Hardys did have a match
Booker T
earlier.
should throw his ass out just for that. What?
That's why he was running out holding his wrist, because I guess they wrestled earlier. I guess I was wrong about Matt being version 2.0 or 1.0 at this point, because they were still together.
Okay.
Because I forgot, even earlier when we were setting this up in the rundown, they had a match against Eminem earlier in the card. So yeah, I misspoke there. But to go back a little bit too, I'm sorry, I know that a lot of stuff happens. We're gonna get used to this. We'll figure out this flow eventually, babe, of how to manage this. But Kane's pyro. Nowadays, there's no pyro anymore.
Right. You
'cause the pyro
mentioned
budget.
that. That's not really a thing anymore.
Does that excite you, seeing that and making you go like, oh man, I wish they had that still?
I'm neutral either way, probably. I mean, I wish it were practical effects like that over this stupid augmented reality crap. Like,
You
I
don't
would
like
much
the augmented reality
no,
stuff?
I don't like it.
I enjoy it.
Granted, I'm someone who gets
It's new.
dizzy on 3D rides, so
It's not like all right.
no. Okay, I'm serious.
This place just erupted, and the camera guy
They're
can't
searching
find.
the audience. Who is
Yeah.
it?
It's Sandman.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that was the appropriate response. Another
His face.
another ECW
Ew.
guy. So a lot of people,
Ew.
there are people out there who would claim that
Ew.
Stone Cold Steve Austin ripped off Sandman.
I was gonna say this guy is very stone cold.
The difference is that Stone Cold Steve Austin has charisma. And
yeah, this guy legit seems like a drunk redneck guy who just came out of the audience.
he is.
And he was like, yeah, I want to get in on this.
He is a drunk redneck guy who came out of the
Just
audience.
came out with some kendo sticks. He's
I
like,
never
I'm
liked
gonna-
Sandman. He was a sloppy wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's already
Fuck
eliminated.
you, guy, by Booker.
He used to come out to
like it.
He used to come out to Enter Sandman.
Yeah, I was gonna
by
say.
Metallica.
Okay, so he's super generic. He's basic bitch, is what you're telling me.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Was that
Okay,
Sandman
but
was a basic
I know you're
bitch.
complaining about Booker, but I really like his anger face. Like he's just like selling it. He's selling it to me in
Yes.
his face here.
You know what? So Booker started.
He's like, I'm
with-
mad. I'm here to fuck these people up.
He was part of a group called Harlem Heat with his actual real life brother,
Oh, that's cool.
and he was always the
So pissed.
no. He was always the entertainer.
Oh, okay. I
His
see
brother
it.
was like this, like with this just like athlete, this like pure. Not that Booker's not an insane athlete. The guy's a freak of nature,
Clearly.
But his brother was always like this really clear, like it almost seemed like his brother was not interested in being a professional wrestler as much as he was interested in being an actual fighter. And Booker T wanted to be a rock star. You're familiar with this man. The current, he is currently
Okay.
Edge's tag team partner.
I'm gonna tell you something.
What's your feeling? We're talking about Randy Orton, who just came out.
Randy Orton, the Viper. If I hadn't seen his face, I would assume he was the same man. Like he looks exactly the same.
Oh yeah, he's aged really well.
He's aged really well.
He's definitely a lot of gray.
Right?
He has a lot more tattoos now.
Sure.
Which I like his new tattoos because they cover up his old douchey tribal thing that's on his arm that like every white dude in the 2002 had.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're Rated RKO was their name because Edge was the Rated R, and they both just eliminated the Hardy Boys, tag champions. So by the way, this is now that I'm watching this, I for sure know that this was a time period where I missed it, where I wasn't watching regularly.
Okay, so you did not see this.
No, I think I saw this. I think I watched this specific Rumble when the network came out.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, I want to watch Rumbles, and I missed. So I do remember this Rumble specifically, but I remember not watching the entire Rated RKO storyline.
Sure.
Because, I knew when it was happening, like knowing that it existed just based on being in the world, but I wasn't watching. And I remember thinking like, God, like Edge and Randy Orton, that's like, they're probably a super fun tag team. And part of me kind of wants to watch, like, I don't know if they have a collection on the WWE Network. They have the collections now. Because I would be interested to see, their matches. If they had any kind of tentpole pivotal matches. Who's this? Oh, all right. So a very polarizing figure. You're going to see a lot of him. You know a little bit about him. Chris Benoit.
He's shaped. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Say no more. You told me all about this guy.
Yes. So Chris Benoit, but you will see him wrestle here. There's a reason the guy was respected. You're talking about Fit Finlay and the strikes and whatnot. Chris Benoit.
Yeah, but it's really hard to watch him knowing.
It is.
It's hard.
And you know what? I guess it's a good enough time now to address this.
He's like creepy.
We're going to talk about him because
he's around.
Because it's, he's a part of this ethos. The way that I look at it is, this is the character Chris Benoit on the program that we're watching. So
right.
I will sing his praise. I know that that's kind of a shitty thing to do.
You mean as a wrestler?
As a wrestler. I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason he got to where he was.
You're doing the argument, keep the artist separate from
I'm trying
the
to,
actions.
Yes. And let's not forget, I in my opinion, this is now it's got real serious, but this is there was a mental disability, not disability, a mental issue there with what happened.
Sure, but also he straight up murdered people.
Yes, absolutely. But I do like the idea of seeing Fit Finlay and Benoit go at it because this is a duo I don't think I've ever seen wrestle. What do you feel about Alexandra about the he's gonna get thrown out and he's on his shoulders and there's like the guy hanging onto the ropes? Because I have had people tell me, despite the fact that the Royal Rumble is my favorite event, I've had a lot of people tell me that it's their least favorite because they think it's so boring watching people not get thrown out. How do you feel about that?
I'm starting to get on that train where I'm just like, yeah, but I know he's not really going out yet. But what's fun for me is the writing aspect where I'm like, okay, but what point is it? I like trying to figure out and predict when someone will get thrown out.
Right.
And when it's no longer sort of to stall.
Right.
And instead is actually, okay, this is the time. This is the spotlight.
Well, RVD, Rob Van Dam just came out. You don't really know who this is?
He's a small little guy.
I love RVD. He's not that small. He's small compared to Kane,
short,
who's beaten up.
I
love RVD. I've talked about RVD a lot to you.
Booker.
I've also done this a lot to you. I'm doing the RVD thumbs.
Okay.
He's another ECW guy who came over, but he actually had a lot of success in WWE. He fit a little bit better. He did some crazy stuff. I don't know if Orton is still in this. Yeah, he is.
Yes.
I hope Orton gives RVD an RKO before this is over because nobody takes an RKO like RVD. The dude takes it on his face.
Oh.
It's brutal.
It looks great.
It looks so violent.
Isn't that the point?
Well, Kane was eliminated.
What?
I guess I'm wrong about this being the Kane year. There's one year where Kane annihilated.
But I'm confused because Booker was definitely out of the ring.
No, but Booker didn't go over the top
rope. Okay. Yeah.
Unless he did. I didn't notice.
You know what? I didn't notice. But I
remember,
assume not because...
You can exit the ring through
I
the middle
know.
ropes, yeah. Oh my God.
Whoa.
Viscera was still wrestling?
This is a big guy.
Yeah. Viscera he used to be Men on a Mission. He used to be Mo and Mabel. They were a tag team back in the late 80s, I think. And he became Viscera, and he became one of the Undertaker's disciples for a while.
Okay.
And he is just this big, giant mountain of a man.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen someone quite this big outside of Andre the Giant. He's a big guy.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We're realizing just now, looking back, Booker T was eliminated. And then he went back in the ring.
That's what I thought. That's what I was trying to figure out.
And then eliminated Kane.
But can you do that if he was already over the rope?
Yes.
That's bullshit.
Yes, it is bullshit.
That's bullshit. I don't like it.
Oh my God.
Kane deserved better.
What are your thoughts on Viscera's attire?
I don't like it. I also don't.
What is he wearing?
I actually don't like his
Can you
either.
explain it?
What was his name?
You don't like RVD?
Look at his stupid outfit. It's so stupid.
He's just wearing basic it's a wrestling trunk.
He had a yin.
All right, he's a very yin guy. That's true. That was his logo. He's like listen, they were capitalizing on Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Ponytail. He needs to stop.
Have you watched wrestling? Most men, they're mostly white men with ponytails.
Okay, well, don't appropriate.
I always gave
things.
credit to RVD because he would have all of his tights hand airbrushed. They're all custom art, like every time.
Yeah, it looks like something I'd get at the beach.
Johnny Nitro, half of
what
Eminem.
A name. I feel like the fashion police wear these pants.
You know what? You're not entirely wrong.
I'm pretty sure.
You're not familiar with him, but you should be. In fact, he's a very nice guy. I know him through a ton of mutual friends and through comedy here in Los Angeles. This is John Morrison. At this time, he was Johnny Nitro. Insane wrestler, insane athlete, like a big parkour guy, and he brought a lot of that into wrestling. He would go on to have successful tag team runs with The Miz and a really fun tag team that I liked for a while, as well as he had a lot of single success, but inevitably he was let go and he went to have huge success in other companies. He's at this point now, every company he goes to, he takes on the name of that company as his kayfabe last name.
Oh, fun.
So he'll be Johnny Impact in Impact Wrestling. I forgot what his name was in Lucha Underground. But Johnny Mundo or something like that. But the guy is a champion everywhere he goes. But maybe you'll get to see some of his zany Rumble antics. In fact, the things that Kofi does in the Royal Rumble nowadays, where he
super athletic, all kinds of craziness.
But like the way he saves himself from being eliminated.
Oh, right.
Morrison was the first person to do that.
Is this guy a vampire right now?
Oh my God.
Is this guy a vampire? What is happening?
God.
Oh my God, this guy's eyebrows.
Kevin Thorne.
No.
I forgot Kevin Thorne existed.
Nope. Not into this guy. You know what's so funny too, because I love Taker. I love any of like the kind of bizarre sort of like really kind of suspend your disbelief characters, but no,
not a Kevin Thorne fan.
No.
I love that he's wearing a vest and a tie.
Maybe it was his outfit. Maybe it's that shallow, but something about this guy.
No, so here's the thing: is
his eyebrows. Like what?
You're not familiar with the Brood, but I told you about them. The Brood is Edge, Christian, and Gangrel. They were supposed to be like these vampire types, but when they did it, it was cool. Like
Christian's like a hot guy. Like this guy's not attractive. Is the thing.
There we go.
Am I being rude? Maybe.
The difference is that Thorne looks like he stepped out of a B horror movie.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? He's straight out of Hammer Horror Films. Cheap makeup and all.
The ring is pretty stacked now. Do you like it when there's a lot of?
Yeah, I prefer the more people.
Really? Versus like.
This is a sweet number right here. Yeah. Like I don't know.
We still got Fit Finley. Edge is still involved. We still got Johnny Nitro.
I'm gonna tell you, this guy's boring to me. The big guy. He's so boring.
Really, Viscera?
He's really boring.
Yeah, no shit. Look at him.
He doesn't do anything.
He could barely move.
He just pins people in corners.
Hardcore Holly.
What does
when
that
I was
mean?
a kid, his name was Bob Holly. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with him. They gave him a race car gimmick and called him Bob Sparkplug Holly.
Okay.
But that was only after he was sick of being called Sparky, which was his nickname, Sparky Holly.
Why?
I don't know, but I loved him. He was always one of these guys he's old school. He's very stiff. He works hard. He's known for being sort of a hard ass in the ring, and if a spot doesn't go over the way he wants it to go over, he'll kind of make you pay for it. He's kind of known for being like of the old school. He's one of the boys, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But he found success in hardcore wrestling, hence adopted the name Hardcore Holly, and he became the hardcore champion for a while. I'm not sure if the hardcore title was still around at this point, but the hardcore title was a title that could be defended anywhere. So You'd
Sure.
have people in the back just randomly attack the champion and try to get a pinfall. You'd have people attacking people at airports. It was just this like ridiculous,
That's intense.
zany gimmick. Yeah, and now everybody in the ring is trying to get rid of Viscera. I always hated Viscera, and I get
He's
flack
so
on that.
boring.
Our
No.
wrestling
I'm really not
compadres.
trying to be, and I'm sorry, wrestling compadre friends. I just said friends.
Oh, all right. The music that everybody loves. You're well familiar at this point. You don't know why though. You know who he is,
Yeah.
but you've never seen him in his prominence. Shawn
I
Michaels.
mean, if I ever caught anyone wrestling, it might have been him alongside Stone Cold or.
Right. Shawn Michaels, in my opinion, the greatest wrestler of all time. And I mean,
I'm surprised to hear you say that because your favorite wrestler is Taker.
yes, but Shawn Michaels is the best wrestler of all time.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
You mean like across
Taker's
the
my
board,
favorite.
hit all the. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I get it. You're saying like technically.
Yeah, Taker is my favorite.
Sure, but also, did you
sh-
see his dumb shirt? Because that automatically is mine.
What? It was just one of his DX shirts?
So dumb.
Was it because he had the sleeves cut off?
Yeah, the sleeves are cut off. What's the point? It's a
Right.
cape, I guess.
But
I don't
did you,
know.
let me ask you a question. Did you feel that energy? Did you feel that
Yes,
electricity
people
when
were
he came?
super excited. Yeah.
I feel like that's a thing
Popped.
that's the thing we don't really get. Oh, thank
bye,
God.
Viscera. Later.
Yeah, I feel like
I mean, he's moving well, which makes me sad now because the few times I've seen him recently, he's so slow.
well, you've only seen him post retirement matches.
Yes.
I've yet to show you my favorite matches, which you definitely have some learning to do because I need to show you the Iron Man match between him and Bret Hart. That's legendary. I also need to show
Okay.
you him and Taker and him and Taker 2 at WrestleMania 25 and 26.
I'd like to.
And by the way, that's 3 years after this.
Yep.
So this is even before I think he was at his best. He was at his best for a long time though. Chris Masters. Is this the masterpiece Chris Masters? I don't know if he has his hair plugs in yet. But Chris Masters went bald and
This
went
is a
and
big
got,
guy.
He's
huge. He's
specimen.
He's like a Roman.
That's exactly the gimmick.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
gonna say he looks like it. It's
The
intense.
masterpiece Chris. That's exactly what.
Holy
So
crap!
do you know that thing? You know when your shoulder hurts, babe, and you ask me to stretch you out, and I
Yeah.
put my arm underneath you. Do you know what that move is called?
I don't know. I
The
call
full
it the
Nelson.
help me, I'm dying.
The full Nelson. I give you like a full Nelson. I stretch you.
Okay.
So the full Nelson is a pretty generic move in wrestling these days. It was Chris Masters' signature move. The idea was that he was so strong that you couldn't get out of it. So much so that he would have the masterpiece challenge, where if he would just he would let you put it on, you know what I mean, or you'd let him put it on, and then the idea was to see if you can get your way out of it. And it always ended up failing, obviously, and that was kind of how they got him over. But yeah, Johnny Nitro eliminated. So this must have been before. Honestly, I think he only started doing the crazy saves once he became John Morrison. Once he adopted the John Morrison name. And you know what? I don't know what the transition was because I think by the time I was familiar with him, he was already Morrison. When I came back to wrestling after traveling for those years, he was already in a team with Miz, I believe. So I actually missed this era of him in WWE. I missed Eminem, which I know people say like it's the funnest, stable. But we must be getting to the end here. What number are we on? Chavo Guerrero, who's been in this very seat. Chavo Guerrero Jr., who's been in this very seat.
Number 25.
25. I love Chavo so much. He is the nicest guy you've
fun.
ever met.
Oh, wow. He just leaped into there.
Yeah, he's obviously the legendary Guerrero family, which you're not wildly familiar with yet either. You know a little bit of Eddie. We've told you about him.
Yes.
But you've never got to see.
And I met him. I met this guy.
Oh yeah, you were around that day that he came around.
Yes.
Chavo, right. You didn't meet Eddie. Eddie's passed away. Eddie was his uncle.
No, I didn't meet
Right. Yeah. Chavo was, he's a firecracker.
Yeah.
And I feel like
very nice.
he's one of those guys who he's like one of those technical wrestlers. I feel like he's like Christian in that sense, where even when he's not in the main event, or even when they're kind of wasting him, he's still putting on.
He stands out.
Probably the best match of the night because he's just a good worker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're stacked up here now in the ring. We've got only 5 guys left. I'm trying to think of top guys of this era who might.
Okay, but I was wondering if The Rock was going to be here.
2007, I think The Rock might have.
Too big of a star?
No. I want to say he was probably at the very end of his run, maybe.
Really?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know the time frame.
I feel like when he came back in 2014, It was 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
Now I'm trying to remember if it was even 2014 when he came back. When he came back for that feud against Cena, they kept saying 8 years or so. Oh, I miss MVP. MVP number 26. MVP, another guy who, incredible athlete, so much charisma. WWE tried to do all these different things with him, but they just didn't quite know what to do. And eventually they let him go after squandering the mid-card for a while. Anybody who's a listener of Wrestling Compadres knows that one of my favorite MVP storylines was he was a heel, but he went on a losing streak.
Yeah.
And the bit was that WWE started pulling things from him. They took away his inflatable thing that he used for his entrance. They took away his music at one point. They took away parts of his war. And that was the bit was like, oh, you're losing
He's
so
being
much.
Punished or something.
Yeah. And so much so that it got him over. He became a fan favorite. He became a
They're
baby
like, no,
face
don't take his stuff.
in the process. And then when he got that big win, it was this big deal.
Oh.
But yeah, he went on to have huge success outside of WWE, and he's never made his way back. I'm waiting for an MVP return someday soon.
That'd be nice.
I feel like he should come back. Right now in the corner there, Orton and CM Punk are going at it. A fun little back story or a little behind the scenes here for you, babe.
Give it to
CM
me.
Punk's theme that he was using here before he came back out to Cult of Personality, the Living Color song. His theme here was written for Randy Orton.
Ooh.
And by the band, by like Randy Orton's request. And when Randy Orton brought it to the company, they were like, oh, this doesn't fit you. We're not going to use it. And then like a year later, Punk debuted and they were using that song.
That's great. Carlito, number 27.
So you're not familiar with Carlito, but you're sort of familiar with his cousin and his brother, if I'm not mistaken, Primo and Epico.
Okay.
Primo and Epico Cologne, you recognize that name?
Yes.
Those names?
Yep.
So they're still around. They're underutilized, but they are the famous Cologne family.
Yep.
They're Puerto Rican. They're sort of like the Anoa'i family.
Yes.
And then the Hart family, like all these different. They're the Puerto Rican dynasty. Same thing with like the Guerreros in Mexico. Like, I feel like every region has their, their dynasty.
Like the dynasty
and
of wrestlers.
Carlito is. I always love Carlito. He's a really funny dude, but I think he had personal he was tough to work with and kind of a
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
I think he was similar to CM Punk and
Hot
similar
goss.
to a young Shawn Michaels. Like he spoke his mind and not in a way that was
And some
beneficial.
people didn't like that.
I guess not. What do you think of his style, though, Carlito?
I mean, I've barely seen him move yet.
No, like his physical style.
Oh, I like it. I like him.
You like the afro?
I was trying to figure out. Yeah, it looks nice. I was trying to figure out what was on where. Oh, are they apples?
Yes. So he used to.
What?
So he used to always have an apple, and he would take a bite and he would spit it in people's face.
Oh, that's brutal. I don't understand
that's
it.
pretty nasty. I was never a fan of that.
I don't get it.
I mean, I was a fan of it as a gimmick, but I was like, don't fuck. No,
Like, he's the apple of my eye.
It's a grown man.
Okay, there's a tiger.
Well, yeah, you definitely know this dude.
Whoa, yeah, okay.
Look at him.
Here he is. Number 28, the Great Khali.
Hobbling down to the ring.
Yeah. Oh,
Hobbling down to the
that's
ring.
sad.
Great Khali was, you know what? WWE, they like their spectacles.
Yes.
And Khali is a spectacle.
I mean, that's part of the roots. I mean, when you go really deep into the history of wrestling, it's like these sort of guys found their home.
He is a superstar.
Look at him going over that top rope like,
in India.
He was so Andre about that. He was like, yeah, just.
But you know what, though? He never had the things that Andre had. But
right.
I mean, look, like the best he could do is these god-awful headbutts that are just no impact.
He's not selling them.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's sad.
It's sad. It's kind of sad. He is a rock star in India.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's good.
It is insane how famous he is. But he's also a popular actor. You might recognize him from the remake of
that was fun.
What was the Adam Sandler prison football movie remake? The Longest Yard. He was in The Longest Yard. He was that guy in The Longest Yard. It looks like that. He's also been in a couple of movies. He was in what's the SNL MacGruber.
Okay.
Which a bunch of WWE superstars were in.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You know what?
Hey,
Khali,
bye, guy.
he seems like a nice guy, but he can't talk and he can't wrestle. Oh, there you go.
Miz. Wow, he's so punky.
I forgot Miz was sort of like trying to sell
Look at
this
his little punk hairdo.
He's got a chain wallet and he's eliminated.
Oh, no.
Thanks for coming, Miz.
It was nice seeing you, Miz, with your frosted tipped hair.
Wow. Oh, and there goes RVD. Khali is actually cleaning house, and it's kind of sad.
He's just
And he just
was this like his last
he just
Rumble?
eliminated Punk.
Was this his last Rumble?
No, but he just eliminated like 6 people.
Okay, if he had gone over, I would have been like, no. All right,
everybody.
wow.
You know what? And this is the thing that always bugged me about big guys. There are certain big guys that I have huge respect for. I have huge respect for the Big Show. I have huge respect for Lars Sullivan now. But then there are these guys that are clearly like all they have is their size.
Yes.
And I get it. Like you stand next to that dude and you go, oh my God, it's incredible. Like he is a spectacle. But if you can't tell a story in the ring.
But that's the whole point of this. Like you need to be able to tell the story, right? And if you're not telling the story, then what's the point? It'd be one thing if you're a big guy and you're actually fighting people and doing this.
Right.
But this is supposed to be a believable yet fake fight.
It's sort of tainted this Rumble so far.
Yeah, it actually, like, he came out and the energy really dipped low
It's
for me.
kind of a
I was
fun
like,
Rumble.
oh.
But you know what? It's interesting to see the fans are really behind him.
Yeah.
The fans are screaming.
Wow, that was fun.
He did,
But that was probably Shawn more than him.
all Shawn doing it. Yeah, he took
I guess
a big...
it's good when you have a good partner in the endeavor.
Yeah.
You know?
This is him. Khali's holding his fist up in the air. That's 90%. Oh,
It's my boy. I got so excited.
the lights just went out.
Listen to the crowd go nuts. I love it. And he's Taker here.
This is...
It's not redneck
So
version.
these 4 years...
Number 30. I'm so excited right now.
Final entrance. So one of the winners is in the ring right now. These are probably my favorite years of Taker. These are when I
love him. I love him.
Look at
the
how
charisma. He
thick
just
he
comes
is.
out. I know. I'm like, whoa.
Remember when I was trying to explain to you this era?
Yes.
When I was saying like, oh, you have to see Slim Taker.
God, he looks great.
He's cut. Look at how cut
Granted,
he is.
like let me clarify for listeners that I have seen like the famous Hell in the Cell with him and Mankind. So I've seen a little bit of the older matches, but for the most part, I've really only seen Taker in the last couple of years when he kind of graces us with his wonderful presence.
Right.
And so it's really a treat to like see him so fit and moving fast.
Yeah, I mean, he was the phenom for a reason, but these years...
He looks great.
Pretty much from here until WrestleMania 20, I want to say 9, which was the... Again, he just dumped Khali.
And see, that really gives him like a lot of credibility, which is fun. I like it. It's like, all right, Taker comes in.
So it's come down to Shawn, MVP, Randy Orton, Taker, and Edge. Who's your pick to win here, babe?
I mean, now I want Taker to take it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I mean, he's
love
number
him.
30.
Wow, what the hell?
You just watched your first ever Taker walking the ropes, maybe? No, he's done that recently, but he doesn't do it as good no more.
No, the way he did it, though, so quickly and swiftly is like a cat.
First time he ever did that in his debut in 1990, I want to say it was. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Nobody, this is before, like, the Americans were privy to luchadors doing all the springboard shit. So, that had huge impact.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my God, he walked on the ropes. Like, that's
MVP's
crazy.
pissed. He's like, I'm going to get back in with this chair. Fuck you.
Yeah, and the ref is stopping him because he was eliminated.
Yeah, he was eliminated. Taker
Not because he can't use the chair, but now Orton has a chair. And so what do you think?
This is Orton doing his chair thing, his whole...
What did you think about that chair shot? Anything different about it? Did you notice?
You'd have to actually rewind it for me to because I was distracted.
He hit him in the head.
Yeah, okay.
That's something they're not allowed to do anymore.
Yeah.
Which, you know what?
Yeah, that's good. Let's not.
Yeah, I'm
less head trauma.
Exactly.
We have enough of that in the NFL.
Right. Let's not forget here, Randy Orton and Edge are teammates.
Oh, I know. I figure
they're tag team.
He's mad.
I can honestly say, babe, I don't remember who won.
That's fun.
I'm struggling now to remember which year because I get years confused. I'm not like my co-host Scott Narver on Wrestling Compadres, who was a statistic machine. Oh no, that was an elimination. Were you just saying?
I heard him. I heard the announcer clarify for me.
Yeah, the listeners can't hear. Every now and then.
Oh, that's right.
We're gonna try to make sure we don't get quiet, but sometimes we end up trying to listen to what they're saying.
We're getting into this now. It's like we're getting down to the final four,
and these are like
all like very legendary people.
See, and that's something that I think is sort of lacking right now.
Right,
is that there are a few people in the company right now who are in the main event who have been around for a long time from that chair shot.
Oh, shit.
Well, I'm sure he might have bladed himself. He might have
okay.
But it was, quote, from the chair shot. Maybe not.
It's brutal looking.
Yeah, Taker's bleeding. What do you think about blood in a match?
I like blood in the match. I
Really?
even to this day, like when someone bleeds, I'm like, thank goodness, because it adds credibility to me personally. I'm like, there's like, okay, I get it. I know, okay, this is the PG era now. We're not supposed to have that sort of thing.
Well, we're kind of getting out of that now, 2019. We're,
Listen, people are fighting. There should be blood with
That's fair.
fighting is how I feel. It doesn't need to be extreme, but
Right.
yeah, blood makes sense.
And what do you feel about the act of like a wrestler cutting himself
Okay,
for the sake of it?
That's crazy. Like
So-
that's crazy.
Crazy, like it's fine if that's how they have to do it?
No,
or
like
do you
it's
only
insane.
Oh, okay,
I would
so-
rather just like the whole Roman Reigns Brock.
So your hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually prefer that?
Well, that's legit.
Yeah, but it's
Does
not
that make me a terrible
safe.
person?
Yes, it
does?
kind of does.
Okay, then cut yourself, I guess. But that's also crazy.
That's so weird to me that you're like, yeah, let's not hit.
I'm just saying, if an accidental accident, yeah, that's a thing. If you accidentally in fighting get injured and you bleed, okay, great, that's fine. You don't need to cut yourself.
It's
I
weird
don't know.
to me.
I'm really on the fence now.
It's weird to me because here's the thing: is that you say you like blood in a match, but you can't always predict that someone's gonna bleed.
No, and I'm not saying you should make it a guarantee.
Right,
What I'm
right.
saying is like let it happen organically
Sure.
and don't try and like because I always know like when we have our events and blood
Right.
happens, like someone in the room's gonna
Right.
go, oh, they're gonna get mad about that. We don't. Oh, it's so gross.
certain people or certain wrestlers they don't like bleeding, and you can always tell the rest now put the gloves on immediately to clean it up.
And that's dumb to me. Just let it happen. Like,
Yeah.
just let. Yeah, it's gross, but like, it should be a part of the fighting. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's weird.
Don't cut yourself though. Maybe
feel
that's
like-
where I draw the line.
I feel like I have come full circle on this argument because in the early 2000s I hated it because it was every fucking match. Every match somebody was bleeding, it was gushing blood.
and see,
Also,
that's another reason. That's another argument to say don't cut yourself.
like, yeah, because it was just
Like, let it happen, and when it happens, be gross about it because it's fucking happening. But
lean into it.
yeah, lean into it
Sure.
when the blood happens.
Sure. So now Taker is bleeding in the middle of the ring, laying on a chair with Edge holding a chair.
and Randy Orton.
Yeah, and Shawn is stirring.
And they just keep kicking. Oh wow! Shawn
Orton-
Michaels just threw him
Orton
over.
out,
Oh,
and here we go. It's
There
come
you
down
go.
to my two favorite wrestlers of all time,
Taker,
and
Shawn
the
Michaels.
two greatest. And this is 2 years before their legendary WrestleMania 25 match.
So that's fun. That means like this is the beginning, the inklings of like
Yeah.
the little, the little subtle moments,
subtle.
subtle moments.
I'm wondering if there's somebody lingering on the outside that like didn't get eliminated that's just waiting, but I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
I love the fact. Do you like this? Just them laying down exhausted?
I love it because I like to think that they're getting like a little break.
Oh,
I love the
Taker sit up.
yeah,
Classic.
so good.
And then
Oh God, the kip up.
a Michaels kip up, which is just as classic. But yeah, I feel like
Yeah, I like that they both are like, okay, you guys get a 10-second quick little breather, and then you have to kill each other,
then we want actual murder.
and then you fight to the death.
I mean, Taker just took his straps down. Do you see how fit this man is?
He's so fit.
It kind of makes me sad to see him nowadays. This old man Taker.
Well, he's
but
older.
jeez.
He's allowed to get
Sure.
less in shape. He's
Right.
still incredibly fit. I'm sure he could break us both.
Yes, specifically me. He'd have a harder time with you. You'd probably kick his ass a little bit. You're
Yeah,
scrappy. I've always said that about you. You're very scrappy.
I'll
But,
find a way.
right.
I might just tickle him to death.
So I don't think you've ever seen these two go at it. I mean, you saw obviously like
Yeah.
Crown Jewel, but you've never seen the two of them in
not in
this
their
condition.
I will
going
say
at
that
it.
I get what you're saying about Shawn Michaels because he moves with like no abandon. He's just all over the place.
Yeah.
He is a rag doll.
Yeah, and you know what I like about him is like we always talk about. We just mentioned it earlier. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan like being like, oh, they were the small guy wrestlers. Like so was Shawn Michaels. He was
Sure.
never a big.
He's part of the lineage of that. Like he's.
Yeah, he kind of looks like
Now, let me ask you something.
average dude.
Let me ask you something. Like in terms of abuse, alcoholism, and everything. Like would he have been pretty bad at this point?
You know what? I think at this point he's not. At this point he's sober. He's healthy. He's found religion.
Oh.
I think that whole thing happened long before this. I think he's at this point because he realized he's only a few years out from his last match ever at this point.
Oh,
He's
wow.
only about, if this is WrestleMania 23, 24, 25, 26 was his last match.
Okay.
So you figure he's only 4 years out from retirement at this point. But man, can he still move?
Yeah, he moves great.
And Taker's on the outside right now. This could be the winner right now. Shawn Michaels, 2017, big back elbow. Taker survives, gets back in. What do you think about the rules of the Royal Rumble match? Like, once a guy goes over the top rope and he's on the apron, do you think he should still be able to be eliminated? Or do you have to like go all the way over?
You have to go all the way over.
So
I think that would be more fun, because then it really requires like a really specific thing, and therefore statistically,
but it's also then becomes more limiting in what kind of moves you can use.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. You're right, because you should have variety of moves. That does take over. You're right. Watching
Taker and Shawn Michaels sort of lazily exhausted beat each other up is wrestling to me. Like, it really is.
Classic.
There's so
it's
much.
It's like drinking lemonade. You're reminded of home. It's just like, oh, okay.
I mean, these two guys, and by the way, every person in this arena on their feet.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Super into it.
Yes. Where are they? I wonder where they are.
I don't know. I saw a thing that said greetings from Crystal City, Texas, but I don't know if that's...
Oh, if they're in Texas, then Shawn Michaels is definitely a baby face here. Let's see. 20th annual Royal Rumble at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. Oh my God. It is literally
that's where it's not all my family. Some of my family lives.
It's where Shawn is built from, which is probably why he got that big pop when he came out.
Yeah.
Because they're literally on the apron, feet dangling. There was no Triple H in this. I wonder where Triple H was for this match. Or maybe he was in a
boinking Stephanie.
Previous. All right. Making whoopee.
Whoopee?
You're gross.
Making little Triple H's.
Don't be gross.
What is a little Triple H?
They're just little
lowercase.
H's. Yeah, they're just
lowercase H's.
Exactly. Is that what his daughter's names are? Lowercase H's. They're all lowercase H's. Like, they all have the exact same name. This is a precarious situation up here. Superplex. How do you feel about your ability to name wrestling moves these days, Alexandra?
I think some of them I've learned, and most of them I still don't know. I'm just like, that's that thingy they do, and it's crazy.
So I feel like as we do more episodes of this,
I have to try and name the move.
Yeah, I want to.
Right now, I'll call that the dog pee.
The dog pee?
The kicking of the leg.
All right. That wasn't even a move. He was just trying not to fall over.
I know.
Oh, man, this is a barn burner at the end here.
Oh.
I feel like most Royal Rumbles, once it comes down to 2, it doesn't go on as long as this. In my
it's a very special
from my memories. But God, look at all of his hair. Shawn Michaels, all that hair.
But his hairline's receding.
Although, yeah, this was when everybody else was already starting to get haircuts, and he was still hanging on.
Yeah, that's such an old school do. Minus Taker, for some reason, he still pulls it off for me.
Taker pulls it off. I think it's because of the dye job.
Yeah.
And
you know what? There's
gimmick.
Something about light colored hair that's long in a ponytail or whatever like this. It's so 80s. Like Dolph Ziggler comes out now with long blonde hair, and I'm
Platinum.
like, are you from the 80s? And
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can look immediately at Roman Reigns or whoever, and I'm just like, that looks right. That's fine.
You had to think for Roman Reigns, and you have a thing for Taker too. Like I feel like you told me that like Taker's an attractive
and I should
dude.
clarify as well for listeners that immediately day one, I'm a girl watching wrestling with a bunch of dudes. They're like, who's hot? Do you think anybody's hot? I always get asked that question, and I always have to respond with most of them I don't find attractive. I got to tell you, I'm just having fun watching. If anything, nowadays a lot of the ladies are super.
Sorry,
pretty.
that choke slam was
that was crazy.
Bananas.
What was that?
That was just that's Shawn Michaels
selling it.
Shawn Michaels being an incredible wrestler.
I love the creepy eyes. So fun. Yeah, but no, I most wrestlers, it's just more fun to watch them. I'm not really.
What is it about Taker that you always found? Oh, Taker still has his Sarah tattoo on his throat at this point.
Oh, there wasn't a Sarah later? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, he erased Sarah.
Oops.
For Michelle.
What is it about Taker? I don't know.
McCool.
He's got a dark, mysterious thing going on. I don't know.
Taker is.
I like anyone with a presence too. I mean, he comes out and
Right.
everyone's just like, ooh, it's.
I feel like this is it's interesting that they are in San Antonio, and it does still seem to be a split crowd. And I feel like that was part of the magic of Taker and
I was just gonna say that's
and HBK.
Isn't
Because I feel like
I imagine both of these men are pretty beloved across many cities.
Right. But it's also just like at this point in their careers, it's kind of like how I was telling you, I was like, even when Triple H is booking himself as a heel in 2019, he's still going to get pops because it's Triple H. Like these guys are at this point, they're already legends.
Right.
So there is no booking a heel or a face. It's just booking a guy versus a guy.
Like the audience is just like, yeah, we love both these dudes. How exciting.
Right. And there he goes.
Taker! I'm so excited. Look, I'm not saying I called it about this match that everyone's seen but me.
The Undertaker comes out number 30, the best possible number to come out, and wins the 2007 Royal Rumble match to go on to WrestleMania 23.
Lovely.
I don't know who he faced. I'm trying to remember. Couldn't have been Batista. Let's see here. I'm going to look it up. Not Backlash.
You know, something else I love about Taker. I just love I love this gimmick. I love it. And I will tell you, I don't remember the name. American what?
Badass.
Okay, that dumbest. Immediately, I hated that gimmick. I hated it. So definitely there's a lot of magic to the Taker.
I was right. He goes on to face Batista at WrestleMania 23.
That's awesome.
Which I remember liking this WrestleMania, but it has something about it that we don't need to get into that makes it now in 2019 one of the worst WrestleManias.
Oh.
That wouldn't have been bad pre-2016.
What?
But post-2016, it's hard to watch.
It's something sexist?
No, it's Donald Trump.
Ugh. Say no more, fans.
And
say no more.
Sean and Vincent Ken McMahon in a hair versus hair scenario.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
With Bobby Lashley and Umaga. Yeah, is a fucking train wreck. Okay, anyways,
can I tell you that I never would have thought you would tell me a match where I would be like, yeah, go Bobby Lashley, but clearly I would be.
Well, no, Bobby Lashley was wrestling on behalf of Trump.
Oh, I thought you meant. Oh, I thought you meant like it was a tag thing.
No, not at all. Hey, look, there's a sign in the background that says Jake with arrows down, but that's not me. Don't be fooled. I am here.
I think they were implying that their penis was the snake.
I said Jake, not snake. Wait,
no, Jake with the arrows pointing down.
All right. Listen, all of a sudden you're like a wrestling person trying to throw references out. All right, Alexandra, so there you go. You got it. 2007 in the bag. Shawn walking to the back. Taker out looking at the sign. Thoughts on 2007 Royal Rumble?
It was fun. It was a pretty good energy for most of it. Dipping a bit when Viscera came out and I was bored by him, but okay. There's a tongue thing happening.
Yeah, that's Taker. He does the
like
tongue
it.
thing. I feel like this Royal Rumble was missing the like big surprise guys from the past, or like zany things,
which is a little lost on me anyway, because everyone's from the past for me when I watch some of these older ones.
I mean, I could be wrong. There could have been some people.
Oh, pyro!
Lots of pyro. Yeah, this is how things used to end all the time.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, they don't pay for that budget.
I'm giving you the sound effects.
Yeah,
in case you're not watching.
Appreciate that.
Pew, pew, pew.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed us.
We enjoyed it.
Experiencing the 2007 Royal Rumble. Alexandra, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I don't know. It was very fun. I'm really excited to watch more of these and learn more about more people and see.
Favorite person in this Rumble?
This is so boring. Because I'm going to say Taker, obviously. You know what? I liked seeing Matt and Jeff Hardy younger and moving a little cleaner. I liked seeing a young Randy as well. These are people that I've seen, of course, in the last couple of years. I'm getting acquainted, and I like seeing people I know when they're younger. That's fun, and I liked meeting some of the newer people as well. Yeah.
Person who you hope to never see in a Rumble ever again.
I think we've already established that I don't need to see Viscera ever again.
That's fair enough.
I think even over, honestly, the Great Khali.
Great Khali. Well, here's the thing. The Great Khali...
Because he's still like, he's slow, but he has a bit of a presence, you know?
When they turned him funny, it was more tolerable.
Right.
They made him like the Punjabi playboy, and they had him like trying to woo girls and stuff.
I kind of have like I guess I'm sympathetic when I see him, knowing like he's just so slow. It makes me kind of like, like he's a wounded puppy kind of guy.
Oh, that's fair.
He's a little wounded puppy, you know, just a 7'3"
Right. Sure.
Puppy.
All right. Well, that's 2007.
Wait, what was your takeaway?
My takeaway was that Undertaker and Shawn Michaels is the best wrestlers in the whole goddamn world.
You're just really did the little boy and you just come out and you're like, yay!
Obviously. That's 28 to go.
Yeah.
28 to go.
28 to go, my friends.
If you want to follow us on social media and let us know your thoughts, tell us what you think of the show. Find me on Twitter at LiquidJake.
Or me at Alexandra Hoy, Hoey.
Hoey. It's not Alexandra Hoy, Hoey. It's Alexandra Hoy, and Hoy is spelt Hoey, just for clarification. Make sure you're following our network, Dragon Wagon Radio, at It's Dragon Wagon on all social media. And if you've enjoyed this, leave us a rating review. Let us know what you thought. We know it's a zany concept, but we're hoping that you enjoy it. And we really hope that you are watching along with us. If you did indeed watch along with us, tell us how it went. Tell us kind of your experience, because I want to know as we start doing this now with one episode under the wing. Under the wing, that's not the right word. Behind us.
Under the belt.
Under the belt. That was what I was trying to say. Thanks. With one episode down, now I want to kind of maybe figure out ways that we can improve the interaction experience.
Yeah, I mean,
do you want us to shut up during each of the each of the countdowns? I don't know. Let us know what you think, and please support the network. Check out dragonwagonshop.com. Pick up some sweet merchandise. And we will see you at the next Rumble, I guess.
We will be ready to rumble.
We're always ready to rumble. Okay, bye. You guys, they're just so handsome. Mark Allen Heiliger and Chad Phillip Peter, hosts of The Hell With This.
You know, if you keep up with those kind of compliments, it's going to start to sound facetious.
Tell me a little bit about The Hell With This.
It's about that movie that you love that your best friend has never seen, despite you telling him to watch it about 1,000,000 times. Chad and I have a lot of those between us.
Yeah, so we're basically saying, you know what, the hell with this. It's time to finally sit on the couch and watch those movies.
Sometimes this movie I love that Chad hasn't seen, sometimes it's the other way around.
And sometimes even a guest will bring a movie along.
So you guys are diving into movies. It's a fantastic way for people to explore and discover movies that they might not even know about. How do people check it out?
You can listen to us at thehellwiththis.com or wherever podcasts are found.
It's Dragon Wagon.